So meningitis is inflammation of the meninges, and encephalitis is
Increased cerebrospinal fluid volume in the
that's the inflammation of the parenchyma in encephalitis. Okay. So mainly Cryptococcus neoformans is the main fungal agent which causes CNS infection. Okay, rest other causes systemic infection which rarely causes CNS infections. Okay, Cryptococcus neoformans occurs in two varieties. One is neoformans variety group A and another is neoformans. Okay, which correlate with serotypes A and D. Okay. Okay, so what you can see is, where can you find this Cryptococcus neoformans? It is mainly found in the pigeon excreta, pigeon droppings. Okay, and it affects mainly the, what are the risk factors for Cryptococcus neoformans? Which patients or which individuals? Immunosuppressed, like HIV patients. Okay, and
steroidal
and immunosuppressive therapy, and patients like SLE who are infected with SLE. Okay. So what is the pathogenesis? How does it affect? Basically, Cryptococcus, the infection is acquired by inhalation of the spores. Okay. The aerosolized forms of the Cryptococcus, both yeast cell as well as the basidiospores are infectious. Basidiospore is the sexual stage. Okay. What are the virulence factors? It is the polysaccharide capsule. Okay, it has a polysaccharide capsule which is antigenic and it is antiphagocytic, as well as it also suppresses the immune system. So it's immunosuppressive. It has the ability to make melanin by producing an enzyme called phenyl oxidase. Okay. There is production of other enzymes such as phospholipase and urease. This side, students, are you able to see the slides? Because of this, is it obstructing your view? Okay. Understood the polysaccharide capsule? Okay. I have already told you the risk factors, the HIV patients. Okay. Patients with hematological malignancies, transplant patients also, and with immunosuppressive therapy. In immunocompetent individual, the lung exhibits defense mechanism which usually limit the infection. However, in people with low immunity, pulmonary infection occurs followed by dissemination through blood. So, when you come in contact, when an immunosuppressed patient, okay, comes in contact with Cryptococcus, it generally occurs by the inhalation of the aerosolized Cryptococcus. Okay, so after inhalation, it goes to the pulmonary alveoli, where it is engulfed by the macrophages. Then it is disseminated in the blood, which crosses the blood-brain barrier, and then it starts affecting the CNS. That is how it causes infection. Okay. So, how it spreads, I've already made you understand that it has the ability to cross blood-brain barrier, which occurs by the yeast cell. Either they migrate directly. They can either migrate directly across the endothelium, or they can be transported through the macrophages, which acts like a Trojan horse. Okay. What are the clinical manifestations? What we can see is pulmonary cryptococcosis, which is the first and the most common presentation. Next, cryptococcal meningitis presents as chronic meningitis with headache, fever, sensory and memory loss, cranial nerve paresis, and loss of vision. Okay. Next is skin lesions, commonly seen with Cryptococcus neoformans variety, neoformans serotype D. There may be osteolytic bone lesions also. Now coming to the laboratory diagnosis, how can you diagnose the fungi? The specimens such as CSF, blood or skin scrapings can be collected. Okay. Now, what is negative staining? What happens in negative stain is that we use acidic dye such as nigrosin or India ink. Okay. Acidic means it has protons, H plus. So it will leave the H plus. So once it leaves a proton, it becomes negatively charged. Okay. Now when you are trying to stain the microorganism, it is also negatively charged. So they will repel each other. And that's why it won't stain the microorganism directly, it will stain the background instead. Okay. And the benefit of negative staining is that you don't need to heat it, or you don't need no time to stain it. You just put you put the India ink, you put the sample, and you put a cover slip, and you can directly visualize. So there is no, you don't harm the microorganism, or there is no change in the morphology. Okay. So what we use here is modified India ink stain. Modified, that is added with 2% mercury chrome. Mercury chrome, if you add, it helps in finding or visualizing the internal structures also. Okay. So in negative staining, it demonstrates the capsule, which appears refractile, delineated, clear space surrounding the round budding yeast cells. This is how it looks. Okay. Capsules may be twice as thick as the diameter of yeast cell. Next is gram staining, which is a basic staining, which may show gram-positive round budding yeast cells. Mucicarmine stain stains the carminophilic cell wall of Cryptococcus neoformans. It stains pink color. Okay. The cell wall will stain as dark pink, and the interior part will stain as pale pink. Okay. Masson Fontana, it demonstrates the production of melanin. I have told you earlier that there is production of melanin because of the enzyme production phenyl oxidase. Okay. Alcian blue, again it demonstrates the capsule. Okay. Next is antigen detection. The capsular antigens can be detected from CSF or serum by latex agglutination test. It is rapid and sensitive. Okay. Okay, what happens in antigen detection is that it can come positive even in patients who had past history. So it is not a specific test for active infection. For that, we need to do the culture. Okay, so CSF is inoculated onto SDA. What is the full form of SDA? Severod's dextrose agar. Okay. Without antibiotic, blood or chocolate agar are incubated at 37 degrees Celsius. The colonies appear as mucoid, creamy white and yeast-like. The colonies will appear like this. Conformation is in Niger seed agar and bird seed agar. They are used to demonstrate melanin production. Now, what is the principle behind this? You can see this brown colored colonies. In Niger seed agar, there is Niger seed, okay, which is a source of melanin substrate. So again, when the bacteria grows, it will act on, the Niger seed will produce caffeic acid, okay. Because of this, when they produce phenyl oxidase, it will transform into melanin, okay. So this melanin production you can see by visualizing this as brown colored colonies. Next, Cryptococcus is urease positive. Okay. There is assimilation of inositol and nitrate, and there are the automated methods to identify the fungi. How do you treat it? Without CNS involvement, fluconazole is the drug of choice. If there is CNS involvement, there is induction phase where amphotericin plus minus flucytosine. Okay, followed by oral therapy, fluconazole therapy, till the CD4 T cell count raises to more than 200. That is how you treat. Okay.